I'd like to give a shout out to our newest sponsor, Fog King Sanitizing and Disinfecting. Do you have a positive COVID-19 case at your workplace or residence? Need some cleaners to come in and blast the shit out of their area? These are the guys to do it. So go to fogkings.ca and get yourself a quote, reach out, and they'll be back to you in no time. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor, Rycor Countertops. They deal in custom countertops in quartz, corian, meganite, laminate, and butcher block. They also have custom kitchen cabinetry, closets, laundry rooms, and millwork. They're family owned and operated for 18 years, knowledgeable and highly experienced staff, and friendly customer service. Head on over to 1069 Clark Road. Check out their showroom today. Milestone for me. Yeah, and it's just better. It's better. It's a big city. It's a big, I thought it was going to be difficult. They're all difficult. But I thought it was going to be.
Fucking commission is difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot better now than what it was.
Is it?
Oh, it's way better.
I don't know. I haven't been around for a while.
Yeah,
so
the last time I saw you fight was in Global Warriors against Josh Rich.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, that was exciting fight. Super exciting. But that was like Ken Hayashi days. Very different. It's very different now. Yeah.
So what's going on with this new?
The new commissioner is Luke Koitek. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
I haven't fought in Ontario in a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, the stigma is still there for the guys who travel abroad like yourself. Even Will was, a lot of people think the commission sucks, but it's actually, they don't. They're way better now, man.
Yeah.
Before it was like matchups, it was always really hard to match guys up because Ken would just, nope. He would dismiss it all the time. He would never look at the evidence base. Like with the belt proposal. So you kind of really had to spell it out for him, and then hopefully he would side with you on it. Usually the trick was throw him a bunch of mismatches. He would refuse them all and then throw him the one that he really wanted. So that he would give you the one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was kind of a little skill set to the belt making. But anyways, I'm going to introduce you, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Studio 88. Today, my special guest, Denis, the Bosnian Menace Puric. He's been in the fight game forever. Anybody on the regional scene that knows him back in the day knows that he used to tear guys up, and he's a wild man, and he travels abroad now. He fights overseas. Dude, I've been a fan. I'm trying not to geek out on it, man, because I've been such a fan of you for such a long time. And it's cool that we're friends. But I'm a fan, like, first and foremost, man, just because your style is, you don't give a fuck. You're coming to take the head off. It's almost like you have there's no wiring there for you to say, I'm not gonna, like you're not afraid of anything.
Well, first of all, thank you for the wonderful introduction. And again, thank you for being a fan. And of course, we're friends. And about that, it must be where the life that I grew up with, right? Like I come from a war-torn country.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Were you born? Where were you born? Bosnia?
So I was born in Slovenia.
Okay.
My father had a business there, but we would travel a lot back and forth from Bosnia to Slovenia. Okay, we had a house. We obviously had a house. We had a home in Slovenia, and we had a home in Bosnia. Mm-hmm. So we used to travel a lot back and forth. Of course, we have a lot of family all over the place, right? We had a big family back home. And so we would go back and forth. And then what happened was the war started.
And how old were you? How old were you when this happened?
I was about 6.
Okay. 5
or 6 years old.
Okay.
It first started off in Slovenia. So my dad packed the bags, and we took off to Bosnia to kind of wait for the shit to settle down. But what happened after was it went into Bosnia. Boom, they shut down the borders. Mm-hmm. And we were stuck. We were stuck basically there. The war lasted between 91, 92 to about 95, 96. And even till today, it still hasn't recovered, obviously. And then, so what happened was, we were stuck, man. We were stuck, and we couldn't really get fucked back out to go back to Slovenia. and I was stuck there for about until 95, 96. I was in a refugee camp.
Do you
So
remember all this stuff?
I do, of course. Yeah.
Like, is it like
So what
vividly?
happened was, yeah, man. One night we were sleeping, and my dad woke us up, and he was like, "Man, we gotta pack up and get the fuck out of here," because they heard gunshots, and you can hear fucking people yelling and screaming, and you come outside, and everybody's packing their shit, driving out of the fucking city, right?
Wow.
So my mom and my dad just kind of, it's just me and my mom and my dad.
Okay,
right?
so you're the only child?
I'm the only child.
Okay.
My father has a kid my dad was married twice, so he has a kid with a first wife. But he's back. He's a lot older than me. He lives there. So, anyways, back to the story. So yeah, we basically grabbed what we had and jumped in the car and took off. So there was like 30,000 people fleeing this town because there's fucking gunshots going off and people are dying and shit like that. So we were driving. There's a big line of cars, 30,000 people, basically, right? So we're just trying to drive away from wherever the shooting's going on. When we were stopped by a military, it was a Croatian military, telling us that we can't go any further. We got to go back. And basically, what our parents were saying, we're not going back. They're trying to kill us back there. He's like, well, you can't go any further here. So okay, so then we'll just camp out here. Wherever they stopped us, we kind of just camped out. And it was already like a ghost town. It was like, you can see the houses were all smoking. There was already a battle there, maybe a day before, a day or two before, right?
Wow.
So people would just kind of take what they had, man. People, like, we were sleeping for the first couple of days. We slept in cornfields, right? Fucking bugs crawling all over you. But I mean, we were together as kids. I didn't really think of it was anything that bad. We were kids. I was about that time maybe 6 or 7, right? And as kids, we had a lot of kids there. We were just having our time, our kids' time. We used to play soccer in the fucking minefields. We didn't know that there was mines there until one day a fucking horse ran by and fucking stepped on this fucking like a grenade on the ground. Shit, fucking blew his leg off, and we all went home. Back to our camps to tell our parents.
No soccer in the fields this time.
So yeah, man, and then even those times, man, there was different camps. We would have like went from camp 1 to like up to like 50, you know. So there's 50 different camps, and then the UN would come and distribute food and shit like that, right, for us. And then what we also used to do as kids. So this was the second time around, actually. So actually, after about 4 or 5 months, we kind of had to go ahead to go back into our town where we escaped from, right? So we went back. It wasn't the same, obviously, you know. There's fucking, so you had to come back, fix up your shit, fix up your house, and you know, there was no schools or stuff like that. It's military time now. Like the military, there was military in our cities that weren't really military from like Bosnian military. It was like Croatian military. There would be Serbian military, and they would come in like fucking like rape children and like the women and children in this town. Sometimes they would have like an hour where everything's like there's like a, what is it called? You got 8 o'clock
curfew.
Yeah, curfew. Nobody's allowed to be outside, right? And if you catch you outside, they can fucking
do whatever they want.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, and then a couple months after that, we had to escape the fucking town again, right? So this time we escaped, and we were out there for about 6 months. And so this time, this was about a year or two later, right? And a little bit older now. So this time we had all these camps, And then as kids, we were like, because now we've been in the war for about a year and a half, 2 years now. You know, every kid's like everything. It's a war zone.
Yeah.
So even the kids are acting like we're in a
Soldiers.
fucking war.
Yeah.
right. So when we were in these camps, we used to actually battle each other with these things we call them vitleri, right? So we would make them from like shoelaces, right? We would make them from shoelaces, and it's kind of like you put a rock there and you fucking. So we had our fucking guys from our camp battle Camp 31 or Camp 32. Yo, kids used to get fucked up, bro.
That's hilarious.
You know? Like kids used to. I was little, right? So and I was fast. I was fucking sniping everybody down. But there was kids that were like, buddy, you get hurt. There's no hospitals you can go to. You have to go to a different country, right? Mm-hmm. So one time I got hit, and so my dad was actually, so the second time my dad was actually missing, right? Because he was in a war and shit. So, so this was the second time around, right? So when I got hit with this rock, we got a permission to go to the hospital in Croatia, right? Mm-hmm. Where my dad was in the hospital. Where I kind
Did you know he was in the hospital?
And I didn't know he was there.
Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
And he got shot in the leg. Right? We thought he was dead. Mm-hmm. You know? And then, Puric is your last name. Do you know a guy, this Puric, Racine Puric? I'm just like, that's my dad. You know? They're like, oh my God, you can come. So then I got to see my dad, bro, and I fucking found out that he's actually fucking still alive, you know? So when we got back, and then my dad kind of came with us, and then there was a guy smuggling people out of the
country
camps, out of the country to go back to Slovenia, right? Mm-hmm. So my dad gathered some money and shit, paid this fucking guy to smuggle us out of this camp because we don't gotta get the fuck back out of Bosnia, right? Go back to Slovenia because I'm a citizen there. I can go and get my citizenship. I can have a fucking good life. Slovenia at the time was good. It's a good country. So even today, man, one of the best countries to live in Europe, right? And there was no war there, right? So my dad kind of arranged to smuggle us out of this fucking camp back into Slovenia, right? So what happened was they would drive us up to the closer to the border, and we would get out of the car and go deep into the woods. And then he kind of just told us, like mapped it out on a fucking piece of paper how to get. We didn't know where the fuck we were going, bro. We just know the border is that way. They just go deep inside the woods and then fuck. So when we ran out of the car, somebody seen us and they started chasing us. But we fucking went deep inside the woods. They were scared to come in deep because they didn't know who it was. My dad just like hid me beside the street. I don't know, there was some fucking leaves, piled up a bunch of leaves on us and shit, and just like, shh, be quiet. But they had dogs and shit, right? But they were scared to come in too deep, you know? So then when they started going back, my dad's like, let's go keep going. So we're just fucking running through this fucking woods all night, okay? And we kind of found this spot that the guy told us to fucking meet, and he just said, get a bunch of grass, throw it on the ground, and I'll drive and I'll see it and I'll fucking pick you guys up. So this is past the borders now, right? Mm-hmm. And if he sees it, so the guy drove, right? My dad would put the grass down, and then a truck would go by and fucking blew all the grass away, and then we had to do it again and again and again, and then fucking guy drove by a couple times. Then I don't know if he's seen it or not, but apparently he couldn't stop at the time because there was fucking people driving behind him and shit, right? And then finally he fucking came, picked us up, boom, drove us to fucking Slovenia. So we got there. So we got to Slovenia. And then I have a lot of family there in Slovenia, right? Life is kind of starting to get better. Fucking, that's how we got out of Bosnia, right? Now, this is where I started my martial arts career, was in Slovenia, right? Started training Taekwondo.
I knew you had a Taekwondo background.
Yeah.
I knew it. You know how sometimes you can see guys' styles, though, just the way, you just spin a lot. You just. Sorry, keep going. That's amazing. I knew it though. I was like, I pegged it when I first saw it. I come from a Taekwondo background. That's why I'm like, I could just tell the way he moves.
I fucking love Taekwondo, bro.
Me too.
I was really good at. I did ITF. Which style did you do? WTF or ITF?
ITF.
ITF.
Yeah, which John Park.
John Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did ITF. I was really good at it. So anyways, let's get back. So I started doing martial arts in Slovenia with a Bosnian guy named Mohammed, right? There's a lot of Bosnians in Slovenia, right? And it was called Tiger Taekwondo, right? Club. Now,
how old were you then?
I was this is 1996. So I was about 10 or 11. Okay. 95. I got out about 95. So I was like 10 or 11 years old, right? 95. So I was 10. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I'm in Slovenia with family and shit. Now the problem was we've been away for 5 years now, right? Because the war started about 1990, 91, right? Mm. So I've been out of Slovenia for about 5 years now, and we used to have Yugoslavia. Back in the day was Yugoslavia, right? All those countries used to be like one, right? So we have a Yugoslavian passport, but at this time Yugoslavia is broken now. Mm-hmm. It's broken apart. All these wars, fucking, right? Yugoslavia is no more. All these countries are independent now, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a Yugoslavian passport. I guess my family was trying to go and get citizenship, right? Because I went to school for the first 6 months when I went back, and then they wouldn't let me go back to school because I wasn't a citizen. But I'm born in this country, right? So we kind of stuck it out for another fucking years, this and that, and my dad kind of got fed up. So this is 2 years. So I came to Canada in 1997, August 28th, 1997. So my dad applied first to go. My parents applied to go to America first because we had a lot of family in America that fled there during this time now, right? We got rejected to go to the States. The next application was Canada, right? So my dad applied to go to Canada. Then we got accepted. Now we got accepted to come to Canada, and now we're getting papers saying, "Oh, you can get your citizenship now." Mm-hmm. So my dad got pissed out. He's like, "Fuck you, keep your citizenship."
Yeah,
we're going to Canada.
Yeah,
right. So August 28th, 1997, I came to Saskatchewan, Regina, Saskatchewan. Yeah. So got there. My mother's two brothers were living there, right? And my dad's nephew was also there. So we went there. It was fucking August, just end of summer, bro. The winter kicked, and it was like minus 60, buddy.
Fuck
like, what the fuck? Where the hell did we come to, man? Yeah. All the cars are plugged into the fuck to keep them warm. My dad's like, what is this? All the cars are hooked up like horses.
That's hilarious.
Right? Because you have to keep them warm, right? Yeah. Fuck, overnight in the morning, you ain't turning that shit on, bro. We stayed there for about 8 months. Then we moved to Winnipeg, right? Winnipeg, same shit, different package, right? Same fucking shit, right? Cold as fuck. You got Winnipeg, and that's it. And the next town is like 3 hours drive, Brendan, right? Mm-hmm. So we stayed there for about a year and a half. My dad came to Hamilton to go do the fucking the truck driver's license.
Okay.
Everybody was doing that back in, this is like 1998 or 99, right? Everybody wants to be a truck driver, right? All these Eastern Europeans. So my dad's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's go. So
It's a
he
good
came,
job.
So he came out here
Yeah.
to Hamilton to do the license thing, and fucking seeing that Hamilton or like this area, Ontario's, it kind of reminded me more of Europe. You got fucking Toronto. All these cities are close by. We're in a fucking town. There's nothing else around but fucking Winnipeg, you know? And realized that we had a lot of friends here from back home and family. Some not a lot of family here, but like some family, you know? And then saw that maybe Ontario will be better for us to live in, right? So that's what it is. He came back. He's like, pack your shit. We're moving to fucking Hamilton. So 1999, I moved to Hamilton. I stayed in Hamilton.
And you were how old?
So 99, I was fucking. I'm born in 85, so I was just like 14, 15.
Okay.
Right? Just turning 15.
Okay.
And I was 14 years old.
What were you like as a kid?
Oh fuck!
Like at that age, what were you like?
So, anyways, I forgot to tell you when I came to Canada, right? When I first came, so I signed up to do Taekwondo again, and I was fucking kicking ass, right? I was fucking everybody up. I was actually Taekwondo. I was really good, man. I was 10 years in a row. I was Canadian champion in Taekwondo.
Oh wow!
Right. And then I was also.
I watched the documentary on you.
I was a world champion. I was also a world champion in Taekwondo in 2005 in Australia. My first world championships, and I took the gold. So yeah, came here, 99, right? I was all right until I started going to high school here, right? And then I started just. You gotta understand, I come from a fucked up place already. So my mindset is already like
wild,
right? And Hamilton at this time was not an easy place to grow up as a like a only child, you know, because like high school was fuck. There was a lot of gang banging back in the days, and it's like, you know, you kind of had to like. If you weren't like I was always a tough guy, you know. I knew I was tough, you know. So I wouldn't back down. There's a lot of guys fucking trying to do. I wasn't having none of that, you know. Especially where I came from. Like, you know. And then I got involved in like, you know, the guys would get in a couple of fights, beat up a few guys here. Then I got involved in some gangs, you know. I got involved in the gang life, and I was living that for a while. But I didn't look at it like that, you know. It was more, we started breakdancing. You know? It was like more like a breakdancing crew. But again, I joined it because I felt like I needed like
community, brothers.
Yeah, or if you was alone, bro, you know, it's so. And it was good to have brothers. You know, I grew up with no brothers. You know? So it was good to have, like, I was close. And then even till today, I'm close with some of these guys, right? But, yeah, I got into some trouble while I was in it, you know? But I always focused on martial arts, which was my savior, right? Like, I was still doing Taekwondo at the time. And I got into some trouble in the high school, right? We went to a different high school one day for lunch with a couple of my boys, right?
You can never go to a different high school for just lunch, bro.
Chicks,
come on,
right?
Whatever.
We're going there to meet up with some chicks and this and that, and we got into a fucking fight, right?
Yeah.
It was like blood crip shit back in the day, you know, bro. You see this guy wearing different colors, and now your boys are like, yo, this guy's wearing this guy's right? So we're fucking bro, before you know it, one guy has a dislocated shoulder, the next guy has like fucking bust his skull open. You had to get like 17 staples in his skull, so they fucking ratted us out. Anyways, there's some jail time. Got out. Now I'm kicked out of every fucking high school in Hamilton, except for the high school that I was going to. And even that high school doesn't even fucking want me, right? So what they did is they put me in some STAR program bullshit, right? That's like, okay, I'm still going to the same high school, but outside of the high school, they had a different fucking location that I had to go to, right? So I was going there for a bit. Then I got like a co-op placement, and I did a co-op. And then they were like, okay, you're gonna go to this gym and you're gonna do co-op here. So I went there, where I met Krulin.
Wait, so you went there on a co-op placement?
So I was there. I had a co-op placement.
Wow,
Right.
that's super cool.
So I meet this fucking guy. I was doing this. He's like, you're gonna be cleaning these toilets and fucking these showers. And I'm just like, fuck. Right. You know, I'm already thinking about quitting this fucking place tomorrow. I'm not coming back, right? Krulin takes me upstairs to this, shows me around the gym. He's like, yeah, you're gonna put these weights back and you're gonna do this. And he takes me into this little room. It was like a boxing area, right? There's a bunch of bags there. So introduced me to a guy named Ian Major, right? Now this time I don't know that he fucking fights or that he was a coach or anything. I didn't know, right? I was just like, I seen a bag, right? I'm gonna go fucking hit this bag for a bit, you know. I'm like black belt Taekwondo at this time. I'm like 3rd degree black belt. You know, I've been doing martial arts. I've been doing Taekwondo for a long time, you know. I'm 3rd degree black belt, world champ, right?
Yeah.
Fucking 10 times Canadian champ. He doesn't know this, right?
He just thinks you're just a kid.
I don't know. He's fucking anything. I see this bag, so I start playing with it. I was like, I'm starting to fucking do my thing. He's looking at me. He's like, hey, forget about the toilets, okay? You stay here. You teach boxing with this guy.
No shit.
Right?
Just like that.
I'm just like, yeah. He's like, yeah, don't worry. You stay here. You good, huh? You good? Yeah. He's like, tomorrow you come with training. I said, what do you do? He's like, yeah, we do Muay Thai here. We do real fight. We fight for real.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you do? I said, I do Taekwondo. Right? He's like, take my dough. You do take my dough.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry. Tomorrow I teach you how to fight for real. You know. I'm like, oh fuck this guy. What is this guy talking about?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I've been fucking fighting my whole life, basically. You know. So that's what happens, bro. The next day I came, I was teaching boxing and shit.
No
right?
shit.
That was my co-op. job. I was teaching boxing. I actually took Ian's. He had a girlfriend at the time, which is his wife today, actually. And they were working there together. And I think I took her job, bro, like, because she wasn't working there anymore. I kind of replaced it. I didn't know what the fuck is going on, right? They told me to do this. I'm going to do that, right? So that was my co-op. I was teaching boxing for high school co-op. And I joined this Muay Thai. At the time, it was Iron Tiger Muay Thai. And he already had Ian Major. There was another guy called Calbert Brown, big fucking black guy, Jamaican guy. It was like the scariest fucking guy I've ever seen at the time, because this guy was kicking shit. Like, anyways, he's a big guy, right? And then I joined this fucking team, right? 2 weeks after that, I had my first Muay Thai fight. It was an amateur fight.
2
right?
weeks.
2 weeks into this. Right? He's like, you want to fight? I said, yeah, fuck, I want to fight.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Right? So 2 weeks in, had my first fight, got my ass kicked. Right? I'm like, okay, fuck, this is not.
How did you find the transition?
I thought I was gonna kill this guy because, like, buddy, I've been already training. I know I'm good, you know. But this is totally different sport, you know. I got my ass kicked, but I think I got knocked out. But I finished the fight, you know.
Yeah.
Crew's like, you got some balls, but you come back. I'm like, yeah, I guess I need to fucking come back. You know?
Yeah.
And
do you remember who it was you fought?
No. The next one, though, the next fight after that was a couple months down the road. I was training every day, and I won my second fight. Right. And then I had another fight, won that one. Then I got into some trouble again, right? So I was going through that and
what kind of trouble?
doing my thing.
Can you say? Can you say? All right, another podcast. That's okay.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Right. So then at this time he moved locations, right? So I came back. I started I was doing Taekwondo still at the time because I was still having some tournaments and whatnot, and then came back. He moved right from the because at this time we were in a fitness gym. He was running his shit out of a fitness gym.
Mm.
Now when I came back, this was maybe even a couple years later, right? I came back. Now there's all these different guys. Actually, Shane Campbell
Was there since the start.
Was there. He came right after me. Like he started doing Taekwondo with this guy Master Kim, and then we see like Krillin seen that he had something, you know. So it's like, hey, come here, man, let us teach you how to fucking fight. So he became part of the team. Now 2 years down the road, when I came back, there was a bunch of different guys in the gym. I was like, fuck, sick. Will Romero, we had Muay Moramo.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was? Me, Shane Campbell.
Josh Hill at the time?
No,
Not yet.
Not yet. I don't think Josh came until we moved back to Stony Creek, because this was at Center Mall. We were like with that guy Samir. He was with that guy Samir. I think they had Samir was upstairs, and then he had a little small fucking area downstairs. Right. And then he moved back to Stony Creek, right? So going on to my first MMA fight, right? At the time I was dating this chick, and it was her birthday, right? This is 2007. No, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even fucking really train, or I wasn't really training. I was partying at the time. Just going to the fucking raves and fucking
enjoying
yourself.
You know?
Yeah, I was
your
partying.
kid.
I was with my fucking friends every weekend. Or fucking right. Then my chick at the time was her birthday, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this girl, fucking watch some MMA fights, you know, because it was fights. And so in the morning, I'm hungover. I'm like, hey, coach, can you give me some tickets? My girl's birthday, I want to take her out to watch some fights. He's like, what tickets, bro? You fight tonight. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, get your ass down here, man. I need you right now. Because apparently somebody pulled out. They couldn't fight. And I was like, he knows I will never say no.
Yeah.
I haven't even trained. I'm hungover, buddy. Like, this is my debut. MMA professional debut.
Where was that?
At Iroquois MMA.
Okay.
That's when I fought fucking
Paul Jackman?
Paul Jackman.
Okay. He's a great guy.
Super
Yeah.
fucking
great guy. Karate background.
Karate.
Yeah,
right?
he did a demonstration for. I know Paul actually really well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I remember that fight. I remember that fight.
We keep in touch.
Yeah, he's a super great guy.
Yeah, super. He's actually still like.
That was your first MMA fight?
That was my first MMA fight.
No shit. You started that with a Superman punch.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was fucking yesterday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
you were hungover.
But I came I came straight from the party, basically.
Yeah.
It was like in the morning time, you know. I was just trying to get some rest. I just called my coach and be like, make sure you give me some tickets. I'm going to take this girl to watch the fights. He's just like, yo, get your ass down here. We got to wait.
So did you take her with you?
So I did, yeah.
Did she know you were fighting?
Her and her friend, actually. She actually passed away. Not my chick at the time, but the friend. She passed away from cancer.
Terrible.
She had a fucking stage 4 cancer, colon cancer. Yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, that was my MMA debut. Hungover, fucking no training.
No shit.
And then yeah, that's where it started, man. The next fight was like a couple months down the road where I actually trained a little bit for one day. I think I put that guy out on a stretcher. I think I was the first guy to put somebody on a stretcher at that show, Iroquois MMA.
No shit. That was a good little promotion they had out there.
Yeah,
man.
It was sick. It was wicked. It was the only thing going on at the time.
Because MMA wasn't even legal in the province.
No.
It was that's where everybody went, was the res. But the Iroquois one was better because it's like I felt like they put more effort into making sure the guys were paid.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, the guys had money. Those guys had money.
Yeah, and they just they had a good product. They were, you know, it's a shame that they closed up, but it was also a great stepping stone for. I mean, that's Iron Tiger guys who used to run the roost, bro, back then. Like, I remember all you guys were just savages.
Yeah, we had a fucking, even till today, man, we still got team of savages, man. But I think it's like, of course, Krulin has a lot to do with it because he's a savage himself, right? Like we come from the same part of.
You guys ever talk about that stuff?
About what?
Like war, like back home?
Fuck, not really. I mean, I'm not very political. I fucking hate politics, and I hate talking about what was.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. Let's focus on how we can make the world a better place, not how it's all fucked up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm all about that. I'm a very positive guy. I'm not about like I hate anything negative, anything to do with any kind of bullshit, right? I'm not about it. You know? Yeah.
So you fought a couple times locally.
Yeah.
And then China. What happened there? How did that? I watched you the last year and a half, like in China.
So
how did that happen?
So, well, I started. What happened was, you know what happened? Fuck, I've been trying to get fights. No, but I couldn't really get. There was no shows. There was no work. Right? There was no work for me here. Right? Fucking a lot of fights have been flopping here and there, and just like kind of got fed up, and then I remembered that fucking there's people that like to fight in Asia, you know. Here nobody want to fight. Everybody want to be a fighter, but nobody want to fight. So I'm like, I know where they want to fight. Let's go to Thailand. Right? So the first time I went actually was with Maria, my teammate Maria. Shout out Maria Bastasin.
Yeah.
She was doing like a show, like a reality show there.
Okay.
It was called it was an infusion reality show, right? They had 4 girls, which 4 girls had their team of guys that they had to coach, and then those. So they were like, I guess, I don't fucking know how it worked, but they were the coaches of the guys. They would fight, and then at the end of all these guys, when they're finished their fighting, then the 4 girls will fight for a title or whatever, right? So we went there to support her. We were there for about a month. I went there with Will, me and Will Romero, and then Maria and Krulin, and who else was there with us? And Jeff Sharkey.
Okay.
And so that was our first experience. Was like, okay, fuck, man, we can, there can be we can do some shit out here, there's always fights, this and that. So when we came back, I got fed up with not being able to fucking fight here. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna pack my shit, go back to Thailand. I'm gonna go there for like 3 months and see how it goes, right? So I did that. I had a fundraiser. We threw a fundraiser. These guys had a big fucking party. Everybody got fucked up and made some money and took off. Right? I went there for 3 months. My fucking first 3 months in Thailand, I had 6 fights. And my last fight, I actually fought in Lumpini, which is like every fucking Muay Thai's fucking fighter's
What was
dream
that like?
to fight in Lumpini. It was like fucking being in a movie, bro. It was like the atmosphere in that fucking place is just different. And this was so remember, they built a new Lumpini Stadium, right? So this is like the old Lumpini Stadium. This is the legendary fucking Lumpini Stadium where like motherfuckers were like died in this goddamn ring. There's kids that have been poisoned to fucking, because there's a lot of gambling and shit. So they would poison these fucking kids to fucking win some goddamn money. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was in the fucking crazy. So I had 5 fights. I'm already bruised up. I'm sore. It was actually my last couple weeks in Thailand before I come back home. And they offered me this last fight in Lumpini. My shins were already fucked up. I just had 5 fights in fucking 3 months. But I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I'm already fucked up, but I couldn't say no. I'm gonna go there. I don't care if they have to cut off my leg, bro. I gotta fight in this fucking show. I fought with a guy who actually, he was a Muay Thai champ. Fuck, man, he might have even been a fucking Rajadamnern champion, because he was living in Thailand at the time. He was a British guy, tall, fucking. I forgot his name, man. Good fighter. I was whooping this fucking boy's ass for 4 rounds until in the 4th round, I kicked him in the knee and my leg just gave out because my shins were just fucked up, right? And yeah, man, that was my first trip to Thailand. I think this was 2011, right after my Bellator fight. It was after my Bellator fight, 2011.
Mm-hmm. That was the Bellator that was in Windsor?
It was in Aurelia.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
When I fought Chuck Meany.
Chucky.
Yeah. So after that, I took off. I went to Thailand, right? Came back. I was here for like 2 months. Went back to Thailand for 6 months this time, right? Fought on a bunch of shows. And then Cruelin and Ned Puric, they used to be partners, right? They got involved in K1 over in Asia, right? So they were promoting it, right? And one day Ned came to Bangkok. I was living in Bangkok. I was training out of Rampo Mansion. I was training out of Rampo Gym. I was living there. And Ned is like, yo, I'm coming over there. I'm coming over to sign a contract with Buakaw for the K1 fight, right? K1 Max. And he put me on the show, right? And he's like, I think I'm gonna try to put you on the show, this, that. So anyways, he's like, let's link, let's hook up when I come there. So we did. He came over. He came to Bangkok. We went out. We partied a little bit. We were training at this gym. He's like, hey, man, tomorrow I'm going to go to Buakaw's gym. You should come with me. You can get to meet him, train a little bit, whatever. I was like, fuck, good idea. Let's do it, man. It's always been my dream to fucking meet this guy, Buakaw. You know, one of my favorite fighters. I watched fucking K1 since fucking the beginning of time, right? Buakaw was always one of my favorite fighters. That's why, fuck, it would be great to get a picture with this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe train with them for a day, you know? So, yeah, we went over there the next day, hungover, right? Because we went out the night before.
Drink that drink, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget. Cheers. I'm starting to get a little bit of a buzz from it.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, I'm starting to feel good.
I think me too. That's why I'm yapping.
No, keep yapping. No, this is great. This is good stuff. Buakaw, how was he? You guys became friends.
So, we still are.
Yeah.
Actually, it was, shout out Ned Puric and Cruelin. Love you guys. Yeah, man. It was fucking... Ned fucking did me like a solid there because like when I got there. So anyways, man, I was there for a day. We did the training and shit. He's like, hey, man, this guy's really good. And then he put in a good word. He's like, yeah, he's a good fighter too, you know, man. Maybe you should maybe he can train with you. He's like, yeah, okay, no problem. He's like, now tomorrow you come, you train in my gym, no problem, right? I was like, yeah, fuck, okay. Yeah. So... the next day, buddy sent the fucking van to come pick up all my, like a driver with the van. Pick up all my. So Buakaw sent the fucking driver, Buakaw and his team.
Yep.
They sent the driver with the van to come to the gym where I was living at, pick up all my shit. Boom. And I fucking, from then on, I started living in the camp, in the Buakaw Bunchamex camp. Right? So I moved in now. I'm part of this fucking team. But he wants to test me, right? He wants to see it's one thing, hit the pad. Yeah, everybody can look good on the pads. But in the ring, it's a different story, right? So he's like, okay, let's see what you got, you know? He got me a fight in Phuket about a week and a half or 2 weeks later, right? I think about 2 weeks. Okay, went for a fight. I fought one of the coaches from Phuket, right? One of the gyms there. Fought one of them, knocked him out in the first round. At the end of the first round. Came back, they're fucking so happy. They were talking like so happy. Oh, you very good. You know, this guy's not bad. He's a coach there. He's a very good fighter. He's got over 300 fights. He's very good. I was like, okay, what's next? You know? So I fought in Kunlun fight. That's when the first show they had was Kunlun fight 1 was in Pattaya in Thailand. And I fought. They put me against a Chinese superstar. His name was Kang An. He was actually the first Chinese fighter to fight in K1. Right. So he was a big name. Right. WBC champion. They didn't think we had a Chinese guy on the team, and he's like, "Oh fuck, this guy is really good. I don't know if you're." They're not sure if I should be even fighting this guy. You know, he's like, the guy's really good, man. They were certain that I was gonna lose. You know. Pumped to the fight, ready to go. I was a little bit overweight. Was on the heavier side, right? But the guy was also fucking bigger than me. So I wasn't in the greatest shape. Fucking tired in like at the end of the second round. I was tired, so the third round was kind of, but I won the fight. But I had Buakaw in my corner, and if I didn't have Buakaw in my corner, I probably would have lost that fight because fucking they were debating on who, you know. But I clearly won the fight, but the fucking Buakaw had to go because this is a Chinese event, you know, and it's hard to win against Chinese fighters in a Chinese event, you know. You got to dominate. You got to KO or you got to dominate every round to win, you know, and especially their superstars against their superstars. But lucky I had a superstar in my corner, right? Buakaw had to go up there and be like, hey, make sure you guys don't fuck around, man. My fighter won that fight clearly, you know. So, and this was their first show. So I made a fucking big impression on the Chinese, in the Chinese fucking Chinese fans or whatever, the Chinese community, right? Because I just beat one of their fucking superstars. So right away, and this is a first, like Kunlun fight was kind of like fucking UFC of China at the time. Well, right after that show, right? Because they fucking grew, man. They were like one of the biggest shows in the world after that, right? And so I made a huge impact on the crowd there, right? And especially on the Chinese side. I fought on another show after that, Chinese show. Then I fought in K1, right? When Buakaw fought Enrico Kale, right? So at the time I was the only, I was one of the only white guys fighting for the Bunchmek banner. Simon Marcus was with them for a while there, right? Before me. But yeah, even I trained with a couple of times. He came down. We trained a couple of times together. We had some fight camps together with Buakaw's team. But I was living there, and he would just come down. But yeah, so I made a fucking big impact, and after the second show, the fucking one of the guys actually is like, "Hey, man, are you interested into coming to China and train our fighters?" At the time I was like, not really. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to grow in this I want to stay here. At the time I was still fighting, and you know, I was living in Buakaw's camp. I was there for like 3 years, bro, right? And then yeah, so they offered me a job, and I declined at first because I wanted to fight more and learn more and grow. So I went back to the camp, and one day Buakaw was like, "Hey, you want to fight? You want to fight in the prison?" I said, "What? You didn't fucking prison." Right? He's like, yeah, in jail they have a fucking prison fights.
They fight for for the freedom.
Yeah. So I didn't know what the fuck that
That's
was
so.
about.
Tell us about this. This is amazing.
I didn't know. So they're like, yeah, you go. I'm thinking of fucking, I'm going to go there and beat up some fucking prisoners. Why not? You know? That's a fucking experience, right? Why not? So
Scared straight.
right. So we went there to do like the weigh-ins and this. So I'm like, yo, bro, this is a fucking penitentiary, bro. Guys are doing time, bro. Hard time, bro. You know? So the guy I'm fighting, he's doing 52 years for a murder and some drugs and shit. 52 fucking years, bro. But this guy, before he went in, he was like I didn't know this, right? Until after these guys told me. He's like, this guy is like a fucking serious fucking, he was like a Lumpini superstar, maybe even a champ there. Who fucking knows? I don't know. But that's what they were telling me. It's like, yo, this guy, after the fight, he's like, this guy is same Buakaw. So he's very good. You did very good. I lost, obviously. But
what did he get in exchange for the?
So they fight for their sentences to be reduced. Right, so
this is so cool.
It's fucking crazy, and I'm like, buddy, every fucking prison, every country should have this shit going on. But you obviously have to be under good behavior. You have to. Not everybody can.
How much of a reduction?
Well, it depends. I don't know how that works, right? But every time you win, so what happens is they're basically representing Thailand, and they would bring in foreign fighters, right? So they would bring in fighters from all over the world except for Thai. No Thai fighters. Only foreigners. So the prison guys will fight against, right? So they will represent, obviously, Thailand. Will be Thailand versus...
These are televised too, aren't they?
Televised, bro.
This is amazing. This is great.
Now, look, they made a movie.
I never seen it, but I want to see it.
So and I watched the movie.
Is it good?
And a lot of these fucking guys are the same guys that were fucking, like, a lot of the guys that are in the movie.
What's the name of the movie again?
Prayer Before Dawn.
That's
Prayer Before Dawn or something like that.
Okay.
Because
it was a foreign guy who was in jail there, a white guy.
So this is a true story.
Yeah,
it's a true story. Yeah, it was a foreigner guy. He got but he was fucking doing drugs. I don't know, some ice. They booked him with some ice, and they wanted to make an example out of him, right? But you know what's crazy is when I'm watching the movie and I recognize all the fucking guys in the movie, because a lot of they actually put actual prisoners in the movie. Actually, the actual guys who are actually fighting. They put them in the movie. Yeah, I know it's fucking. Really, like, graphic. It's not bad, man. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I want to see it.
You should see the movie.
Yeah. I've been meaning to see.
And
it.
I fucking fought there, buddy, in the fucking prison and the guy that I fought is in the movie.
That's crazy. So you didn't get that much of a reduction.
That was an experience, man. It was an experience.
Were you scared? You ever get scared, bro?
Every time.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of fighting the guy, but I'm just like more about how I'm gonna perform. I'm afraid of not performing well. That's what I'm afraid. I'm not and then again, there's times where, like, man, I've been in some fights. I was in Mongolia, man.
Was this the time Will broke his jaw?
No.
Different time. Okay.
Different time. I was in Mongolia. I fought a Mongol. They're wrestlers, very strong wrestlers, Mongolian fighters. And I was there alone. I went there alone with some Japanese guy that fucking didn't know how to speak English, and he was in my corner, and I didn't understand what the fuck he was saying, but I was basically alone, right? And I was in the fucking change room just before the fight, and I was like, do I really want to do this, man? Why the fuck am I doing this, bro? You know? Why do I do this for a living, man? What am I doing? Like, I must be a fucking nutbag, right? And then something just kicks in. I'm fucking born for this shit. And that's why I'm here. I'm not here fucking by mistake, bro. You know? I'm born for this. I've been doing this my whole life. Fuck this guy, man. We're gonna go there. Like, I'm talking to myself, you know? I'm talking to myself, you know? So there's times where I doubt myself and I'm just like, fuck, why am I doing this? Right? But then I just remember, man, there's nothing else in the world that I want to be doing right now. And this is what I'm born for. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna die with this. I'm probably gonna die in the ring. You know? A lot of people even ask me, like, how long are you gonna be fighting for? I'm like, I tell the fucking wheels fall off, motherfucker. You know,
yeah,
but I can't walk anymore. You know? But yeah, that's sometimes you get those. But I'm more afraid of not performing well than the person in front of me that I'm fighting.
Performing well for yourself or performing well for a crowd?
For the crowd.
Yeah, because you're a showman.
I'm exactly. If you watch my fights, that's I fight for the crowd. I fight to put on a show because we're entertainers.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Before the podcast started, you had said that even if I'm losing a fight,
that's the thing. That's my thing. If I know I'm losing a fight, I'm gonna win that crowd. You know, because that's what's gonna bring me back. Not if I win. You can win a shitty ass fight. Guys are gonna be like, that was fucking horrible. I don't want to see that. But I can lose a great fight and be like, oh, those guys, they're gonna remember me.
Yeah,
you know, they're gonna be like, oh, I remember this guy. I want to see this guy again, right? So that's what brings you back to these big shows. Right?
Excitement,
because they want to see. It doesn't matter you fucking win. It's hard for you to, especially in China. If you're fighting in China, it's hard to win.
Yeah,
it's okay for me. It's okay to lose, but I'm gonna win the crowd. I'm gonna make sure they talk about me. They're gonna talk about me. You know, you're gonna talk about my fight. Oh my God, did you see that little guy do this fucking spinning shit, fucking backwards, forward? Yeah, you're gonna fucking remember that for sure. So that's what I do it for. So then what happened was came to Canada and I had a kid. I had a child, right? So I had to kind of come back and stay here and be around for my kid, and you know. So I started working at the UFC gym in Mississauga, right? Guy there promised me like $50K my first year, right? You're gonna get $50K, don't you? I'm like, okay, fuck, this is UFC gym, you know. I'm like, fuck, man, I might even get a chance to fight in the UFC now, you know. It's bullshit, right? Fucking first year goes by, I didn't make half of what I was fucking told I was going to make. I have to make some moves. There's no fighting for me in Canada. There's not a lot of shows. So Cruel Lin got us a fight in China, in Beijing, for a K1 fight night show. It's like a smaller show for K1, right? And I remember this guy offered me a job in China. Remember before I was talking about it, I was like, oh, this guy. I'm like, I'm going to reach out to this guy and see.
The offer's still there.
Yeah, the offer's still there. So I did, right? I'm like, hey, how you doing, Tony? Long time no see. I got a fight in China. You offered me a job a couple years back. Is that job still on the table? He's like, how about you do your fight? Message me when you're done, and then we'll talk. And I'm going to fly you out. We can have a chat. And then, so that's what I did. I had the fight. I won the fight. Call. I'm like, I'm done. Yeah, I see you. You did a good job, because they were watching it, apparently.
Because that job was performance-based, apparently, right?
The job.
Well, with Will, because Will.
So no. So I got offered. I got offered a job to be a coach for the team. For a team that this guy was putting together. Okay, so the team, basically, these guys work for Kunlun Fight, right? So these guys are basically gonna be fighting for Kunlun Fight. Now, this guy's he wants to build his own little team, right? So he's bringing all these fucking a lot of potential, right? All these guys that have a lot of potential, young guys, fucking from like 17, 18 to like 22, 23. Okay. So he's scouting these kids out and bringing them, and he's like, okay. So he's like, okay. So what happened was, I finished the fight. I flew over to Chengdu to talk to the guy, and he explained to me. He's like, I'm building a team. I need you to kind of just train them, prepare them, get them ready to fight, right? They're gonna be fighting every 2-3 weeks. We're gonna have, because we have a lot of shows. We just fucking Kunlun Fight was like having fucking a lot of shows at the time, you know. So every fucking week there'll be more and more guys coming to the. So that's what I did. Anyways, he offered me a job. He offered me a salary. He's like, I'm gonna give you a salary, and then I'm gonna give you a 6-fight contract for the year. Right? Every year you're gonna get a 6-fight contract. So I did. I signed the fucking contract. The money was good. Everything was good. You give me a place to stay. The gym is across the street. Okay, check out the gym. Beautiful. Let's go. So when do we get to work? Tomorrow. Let's do it. Right. So I fucking stayed in China. All these guys went back. Right. I stayed there. Now came up with a little program. First, I had 8 guys. We started off with 8 guys. Okay. But by the time I'm finished training these fucking guys, I can't train myself because my forearms will be numb. These motherfuckers can kick, right? So we need some help, right? So we brought one guy in from Thailand. They're usually cheap, right? $1,000 for the month. They'll hold pads all fucking day, buddy.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 right? It was perfect for me too because I'm fighting too. I can't be fucking training these guys, right? For fucking 4 to 6 hours a day and then train myself and fight, bro. It's hard. So it was good. We brought in one more guy, right? Thai guy, hold pads, good. So I would set up a program. He would hold the pads. I would teach other shit, right? Combinations, technique, yada yada, footwork, yada yada yada, right? Started off great, man. Had a couple fights, won the fights. My guys had a bunch of fights, won the fights. Was great. I'm on a visa where I gotta leave the country every 60 days, right? So I'm guaranteed a fucking vacation every 60 days. I can go anywhere I want. Thailand, Bali, fucking. I usually go to Thailand because I can train there. I can do a vacation plus train. It's perfect, right? Take a trip back home, visit my kid. Come back, the team is fucking even bigger. I was gone for maybe two months, you know. Now he brought in a couple other coaches from Germany and one guy from Brazil. Now we got bigger guys. Now we got more guys. I come back, we got like fucking 15, 20 guys now. 3 coaches. Perfect, man. Now the team's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, man, life was fucking really like taking a turn, you know, at that time, man. It was like fucking my dreams were coming true, man. I get to fucking
Fight, train,
travel the world, train, do what I love for a living and get paid, bro. And I get to spread my knowledge. I was becoming a fucking big superstar in China, right? Because I was winning fights. I was a coach of this great team. Fucking, we had a lot of potential on our team. Now, everybody wants to train with us. Guys were flying in from Russia, from India, from fucking all over China. Everybody want to train with us, bro. So we had to move to a different city where it was a bigger gym and there was not a lot of pollution and it was more like it was more tropical, right? So it's always hot. There was no cold weather. So good fucking quality air, warm weather, right? Perfect place for fucking running training camps, right? Now our team, we had about 30 professional A-class fighters. Then we had all these fucking, obviously, like, younger guys who want to come. Man, families will come, like, parents will come and drop off their kids to us for months at a time. Like, kids don't even go to school, bro. These guys are like 15, 16 years old.
That's crazy.
Please take care of my kid, dude. He wants to do this because they're here, right?
Yeah.
We made a big name for ourselves as coaches and as fighters. Where, like, parents are coming to drop off their kids with us for months at a time at the training camp, bro. They don't go to school. They just do this and train and they want to fight.
No shit.
And it was just like, fuck, man.
Where was this when I was a kid, eh?
This is great, man, you know. So, yeah, man. And
so
then,
what happened? What happened?
What happened is fucking Corona. Now I came back here. Corona started. Now everything kind of shut down. We're on pause. But just before I came back, I was asked to kind of be a part of an investment. Like I had these investors come up and say, "Hey, listen, man, we want to invest. We want to open a franchise in China, a chain of gyms across China, but we want you to be the fucking head, the face of it, and whatever." And just before this shit happened, so I was like, "Yeah, fuck. When I come back, let's talk about it. See what we can do." Now everything's on pause because can't really go over there. And I just don't want to lose this opportunity, because like the more I wait, obviously, I don't want somebody else cutting my grass, basically.
Yeah. How's it looking over? But I mean, China's pretty quiet about COVID-19.
China has no cases, man.
Yeah. So
I don't know what they're doing here. They want to vaccinate everybody. Fucking China has fucking 1.6 billion people, bro, and they fucking survived the pandemic with no
2 weeks
with no vaccinations.
Yeah.
And now they want to get. I don't know, man.
Why do you think it's different there than here?
Because they're communist country, and they're like, buddy, if you don't stay in, you're gonna get fucked up. So everybody's staying in. You know what I mean? They listen. Not like these weirdos here. They don't fucking.
Nobody listens.
You know what I mean? And then they complain. I don't know. You know what, man? I'm not into politics. I don't know what's going on. I just wanted to fucking finish so everybody can go back to living their life. Because right now, man, this pandemic shit is fucking with my money. And they're not just fucking with my money, but
with livelihood, career, everything, your passion.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. Fuck. Eh?
And like they want to put this poison in our kids. Like apparently you're not going to be able to travel, right? If you don't get vaccinated. I don't want to get vaccinated. I'm not sick. Why would I get vaccinated if I'm not sick? I don't get it, man. And it's not like it's a fucking nobody's dying. Everybody's getting this corona shit? Who's dying from it?
Yeah.
Where's all the death? Why don't you tell me how many people died today of corona? Not how many cases there were. How many died? How many people died today? Tell me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you want to give me a vaccine for what? For something that
only affects 0.1% of the population.
That's
infected.
And you shut down businesses. You're making people shut down businesses. And then you got your fucking Walmarts open. They got fucking hundreds of people in there.
Costco, 1,000 people.
You know what I mean? But you want to shut down fucking small business where there's you know what I mean? Anyways, I don't know. Let's not get into that. It's not my vocabulary of bullshit. I can't talk about it because I don't know nothing about it.
So the plan is, once everything gets back up and going, you're back to China?
I want to do this in China, yeah. But I also want to do something here, of course, because this is where home is. My kids here. I gotta have something here. I was thinking about opening a gym, but again, it's no time to be opening nothing right now. Just gotta wait for this shit to pass, right? And then we'll see. But yeah, I want to go back to China. I want to get this. I want to be a part of this franchise, man, because there's way more opportunity over there than here. My life there in general is better. It's great. You
speak Chinese?
I can speak a little bit.
Enough to get you by over there?
Yeah. Get me some food, get me from point A to point B. I can have I can understand more than I can speak. I can't really put a sentence together, but I can put enough to where you can understand where I'm trying to get at and what I'm trying to say. And it was getting better,
Yeah.
I was even speaking Thai a lot, but I moved to China and I was trying to focus on learning Chinese where I forgot the Thai. I can still, it comes back, obviously, but it wasn't as good as it used to be.
How's Thailand affected by any of this? Do you know?
I mean, they got cases. I talked to my Thai people there. They're throwing they're throwing shows. They're fighting. They're living life. I mean, I don't fucking know. I'm not there, so I can't really tell you how it is because I'm not there. But I see people. I mean, guys are fighting. Guys are training. Everything's open. Restaurants are open.
Things are still a go.
So things are good. But apparently they're still in a pandemic mode. Right? Yeah, man.
Crazy. You got a cool story, man.
Yeah.
I always wondered. I was like, wonder, because you're so wild.
Yeah.
And when I say wild, I mean that respectfully. I mean, you're just Like a no holds barred type of guy, you know.
Yeah. Like I said, it probably came from where I come from, you know.
What do you think you'd be like if you didn't have martial arts?
I don't know, man. I'd probably be dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you the truth, because this martial arts saved me, man. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've been in and out of jail a lot. You know, fought a lot, did a lot of other shit. Martial arts saved my life, bro. If it wasn't for that, I don't know. I don't know where I would be. Didn't have really nobody to look up to growing up. You know.
How do your parents?
My dad was always he was like my hero. You know, because he was the type of guy he can fix any problem. He was like he can fix anything, any problem. So he was always like a superhero to me because he was like he can fix any problem. You know, and I put them through a lot of shit growing up, but they were always by me, man, stuck by me. You know? So I come from a good family. My parents were, you know, just they just love everybody. You know, got a good heart, want to help everybody, and yeah. But yeah, they actually introduced me to it. My mom put me in Taekwondo when I was there in Slovenia. And she was my coach when I'm not at the gym. If we're at home, she'll fucking hold pads for me at home.
No way.
When I was a kid, yeah,
that's cool.
Until I got fucking started kicking where she
really hard. She was like,
she's like, okay, that's it. Not that's enough. You go back to the gym, find somebody else to hold this shit for. But yeah, man, she's been my number one fan too, man. She's my number one supporter, man. I love my moms, man. Shout out Mama Dukes. Watch it, freak. Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, man. I think my mom is more of a gangster than most of the guys I grew up with.
Really?
Yeah, man. There's been times where, like,
well, I can imagine
where we came from.
Yeah.
So one night we were. So at nighttime, if you're watching, anyways, we have no electricity. First of all, back home. So the TV is hooked up to the car battery, right? At nighttime, I'm young. I want to watch cartoons, you know, hook it up to the car battery, fucking wiggle the antenna around, find some connection. But I have to put a blanket over the TV to watch because if there's light in the house, they're gonna shoot at the house. Right. So I'm doing that one night. We're chilling. I'm watching TV. And fucking middle of the night, somebody fucking dong knocking on the door. My mom's in the nightgown. She goes into the room. Grabs her those German machine guns that the clip comes in sideways.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
Right? She grabs a 9mm. It was a Beretta, I think. Tosses me in it. She's like, you hide behind this fucking island, and if these guys come in, if they come, you fucking point and shoot. Okay? So I'm sitting there. I'm like 8. You know? 8 years old, bro. Right, this gun is bigger than me, bro. I'm just in the corner sitting, right? There's a guy coming to deliver the news that my grandma passed away. Her mom passed away.
Yeah, almost got blown away from an 8-year-old Denis.
Fuck, right? Like, imagine that.
But
imagine, like, my mom's in a fucking nightgown with a fucking German fucking machine gun holding this shit. Who the fuck is it? Right? Because my dad's like, shoot before you. If they're coming in, you shoot, you know? But she opened the door and it was like one of my dad's friends came and kind of told Mom, your mother passed away. I was coming here to deliver the news. Right? But yeah, there's been moments like that, like those kind of moments. That's why me and my mom are very close because we've been through some fucking crazy shit together that you can only see in the movies.
She must be super proud of you.
She is.
Yeah.
I hope so. Fuck.
Yeah.
I hope so. Again, I put them through a lot of shit, you know, and I had to make up for it, you know. So that's why, you know, martial arts.
You like being a dad?
Me.
You like being a dad?
I love it.
You gonna do the whole martial art route with your kid, with your son? He's a boy, right?
He's a boy.
What's his name?
Naiden.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, he's exactly like me, but Asian.
No shit.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get it in return.
I hope
you
not.
put your parents through hell. You put your
You
parents
know
through
what?
hell.
They tell me that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
just wait.
You're gonna get it
Buddy.
back.
Yeah, all that's coming back. To
Yeah.
me. I'm like, I hope not. You know.
All the worry you put your parents through. Now you're gonna your time to worry.
Well, I guess it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they put you through. I mean, as long as you can stick it out and get through it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's worth it, man. I love being a father, man. I want more. I want to have more. Yeah, I want to have at least 2-3 more.
For sure.
Yeah.
Is that because you're an only child? You're like,
yeah.
I bet.
It's been boring.
Yeah.
My mom was my brother, my sister, my best friend, and my mom and my dad. Yeah, you know, my coach, my pad holder. Shout out my pad holder, Benny. Benny from the Blizzak. And shout out to all the guys at House of Champions. Mustafa, Will Romero, Kyle Nelson. You guys know who you are.
What a great team.
Yeah, man.
Like you guys it's like there was something in the fucking air and the water at the right time as the right people come together. And you literally have a House of Champions.
It's the leadership too that Alin has, right? It's one thing to bring the guys together, but it's one thing to keep them together.
Mm-hmm.
We have some of the most loyal guys, like because man, most of the guys that come in, they don't go anywhere else, right? So we there's a loyalty there.
There's brothers.
It's a brotherhood.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Showtime. It's my boy, Mark Kiley.
Wedderburn. Yeah.
And Mukai Murama, watch it, freak. I see you, boy. Yeah, man. Those guys too. Like, you know, we've like, man, we've been brothers for fucking more than 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with Crew Lynn since 2002. That's 18 years, man.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a long time.
Long fucking time.
Wow.
Long fucking time, man. We've been through some shit. And Crulin's always been the same, man.
Yeah. He's quite the remarkable man.
He's a brother. He's like a father figure,
mm-hmm.
brother, coach.
All in one.
Everything you can ask for in a coach.
Yeah.
He's got. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, he has a way of, when we're together, he has a way of keeping us like family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always a family thing. And leadership is important. You know,
mm-hmm.
you gotta have good leader, right, when it comes to a team, right? Because if you don't, then it's just gonna be all over the place. It's not gonna be as strong.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have a guy you can depend on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to depend on to teach you and put that fucking raw dog in you. If you really want to be a fighter, mm-hmm. you gotta come see Cruelin,
mm-hmm.
because he
makes champions.
Yeah. He has the special touch. You're a fucking champ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Special touch. But you also gotta be born, man. It's either you have it or you don't. You gotta be born. And he can see that. You know, he can see like, okay, this guy, he's got something.
Mm-hmm.
You know. He can just see, he just notices. He can sense the shit. I don't know how the fuck he does it. You know, I don't know how he does it. But yeah. Is it something else? That guy's something.
He's so respected and loved, bro.
Well, he
like
should be.
Yeah.
Well, he should be. Listen, man. You know how many fucking people's lives that guy's changed. Also, me, man. If I haven't met him, and if I haven't been introduced to this beautiful art of Muay Thai and kickball and like, I never would have done any of this, and if I didn't meet Crew Lynn, you know, when I first met him, he showed me this K1. He's like, oh, let's go watch some kickboxing. I never heard of K1, bro. You know, I'm like, yeah, sure. But first time I seen him, I'm like, that's what I want to. Right there and then I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do what those guys are doing. See, these guys flying around, kicking each other. I'm like, you can actually do that and make money, bro. Because like this whole time when I was doing Taekwondo, I wasn't making money, bro. I was paying to go to tournaments, bro. Mm-hmm. I would pay Like
Take
hundreds
your
of
dough.
dollars. Take my dough. Yeah,
Yeah.
take my dough. Here, take my dough. But I would go to tournaments like this tournament in Australia when we went for the World Championship. Buddy, I went there with my father, right? This fucking trip cost us $10,000. Like we had to pay money to go attend
Wow.
this fucking tournament.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're telling me I can make money off this shit? Where the fuck was this before? Why didn't you tell me about this before? You know? Because I would have been so much more fucking focused. It's crazy, right? I can make money off this? Buddy, sign me up. Sign me up.
That's why you're special, bro.
Sign me up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Let's wrap this up. How are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're at a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hour and a half.
Thank you for having me, Jamie.
Thank you for coming on, bro. Honestly, man, it means a lot to me that you did. Because last time I talked to you, but before Toronto, I shot you a message and I said, when you back from China?
Yeah, I think this was November 9th. I was just going through those nights. I think it was like November last year. And I think I just got back in November. It was like end of November.
Yeah, I think you were back like 2 weeks or something like that when I last spoke to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. This is a great episode, man, and I'm really
Thanks, man.
I can't even believe like the stories. Like, I think it's like super cool. But I knew it was gonna be something crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of had that in my head that I'm like, yeah,
I told you you're in for a little treat.
fuck yeah, and you delivered. Awesome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my man, Denis Puric.
Watch it, freaks.
Want to give a shout out to Devolution Productions. Devolution Productions is the production company I use to produce my podcast and to do a lot of my fight-related stuff. The absolute best production company I've had the opportunity to work with. And if you're looking to get any work done or any kind of videos or anything professional, Devolution Productions is the company to contact. To get a hold of them, just inbox me, shoot me a message, text me, call me, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, any of those handles, and I'll connect you in a heartbeat. Devolution Productions is, bar none, the best production company in Canada.